Dear student, now I give lecture on cathode ray oscilloscope for impulse voltage and current measurements. This topic comes under measurements of high voltages and currents. Now we studied about the introduction to CRO for impulse voltage and currents measurement. When waveforms of rapidly varying signals, that is voltage or currents, have to be measured or recorded, certain difficulties arise. The peak values of the signals in high voltage measurements are too large. Therefore, the direct measurement is not possible. The magnitudes of these signals are scaled down by voltage dividers or shunt to smaller voltage signals. The reduced signal Vm of t is normally proportional to the measured quantity. The procedure of transmitting the signal and displaying or recording it is very important. The associated electromagnetic field with rapidly changing signals induce disturbing voltages which have to be avoided. The problem associated in the above procedure are discussed in this topic. Then, the cathode ray oscilloscope for impulse voltage and current measurements is subdivided into three divisions. First one is cathode ray oscillographs for impulse measurements, instrument leads and arrangement of test circuits. The third one is the impulse test and analyzing system. Now we studied about the cathode ray oscillographs for impulse measurements. Modern oscilloscopes is sealed tube hot cathode oscilloscopes with photographic arrangements for recording the waveforms. The CRO for impulse work normally has input voltages. The ranges is 5 millivolt per centimeter to 20 volt per centimeter. There are pros and attenuators to handle signals up to 600 volt peak to peak. The bandwidth and the rise time of the CRO should be adequate. The rise times of the 5 nanoseconds and bandwidth as high as 500 MHz is necessary. Sometimes the high voltage surges test oscilloscopes do not have vertical amplifier and directly require an input voltage of 10 volt. They can take a maximum signal of about 100 volt peak to peak but require suitable attenuators for large signals. Oscilloscope is fitted with good cameras for recording purposes. Tektronix model 7094 is the example. The lens is 1:1.2 Polaroid camera which uses 10,000 ASA film which possesses a writing speed of the 9 cm per nanosecond. For rapidly changing signals, it is necessary to initiate or start the oscilloscope time base before the signal reaches the oscilloscope deflecting plates. Otherwise, a portion of the signal may be missed. Such measurements require an accurate initiation of the horizontal time base which is known as triggering. The oscilloscope normally is provided with both internal and external triggering facility. When the external triggering is used as with the recording of impulses, the signal is directly fed to the activate the time base and then applied to the vertical or the wide deflecting plates through the delay line. The delay is usually the range is 0.1 to 0.5 microsecond. Now we studied about the delay is obtained by the following, that is a long interconnecting coaxial cable 20 to 50 meter long. The required triggering is obtained from an antenna whose induced voltage is applied to the external trigger terminal. The measuring signal is transmitted to the CRO by a normal coaxial cable. The delay is obtained by an externally connected coaxial long cable to give the necessary delay. This arrangement only is shown in the figure. Now you see the figure and all. 6 block is there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 represents plug-in amplifier. 2 is the Y amplifier, that is Y-axis amplifier. 3 is the internal delay line. 4th is the trigger amplifier. 5th is the sweep generator. 6th is the X amplifier. So this is the simple block diagram of surge test CRO. The impulse generator and the time base of the CRO are triggered from the electronic tripping device. A first pulse from the device starts the CRO time base, and after the predetermined time a second pulse triggers the impulse generator. Then we studied about the instrument leads and arrangement of test circuit, which is the subdivision of CRO for impulse voltage and current measurements. For avoiding unnecessary reflection at the cable ends, it is terminated properly by connecting a resistance which is equal to the surge impedance of the cable. For example, in the cable, the signal travels with the velocity less than that of the light, which is calculated by using the formula small v is equal to C divided by root of epsilon r into mu r, where the capacitance C equal to, that is the 3 into 10 meter per second, and epsilon r and mu r are the relative permittivity and relative permittivity respectively of the cable materials. Then how to calculate the cable introduces a finite propagation time small t equal to 1 divided by V into length of the cable. The measuring devices such as CRO have finite input impedance. The range is 1 to 10 mega ohm resistance in parallel with the 10 to 50 picofarad capacitance. This impedance at a higher frequency, the range is F equal to 100 megahertz, is about 80 ohm, and it acts as a load at the end of the surge cable. This load attenuates the signal at the CRO end. The cables at high frequencies are not lossless transmission lines because of the ohmic resistance loss in the conductor and the dielectric loss in the cable material. They introduce attenuation and distortion to the signal. The cable distortion has to be eliminated as far as possible. The cable seals also generate noise voltages due to the ground loop currents and due to the electromagnetic coupling from conductors. Now you see the ground loop current and their path is indicated in the diagram. So to eliminate the noise level, voltage multiple shielding arrangement is shown in the figure. Now see the circuit diagram consists of impulse generator circuit, CRO, the resistance R1 and R2. 1 represents the potential divider, 2 represents the coaxial cable, 3 represents the ground loop. Now you see the circuit diagram. This is nothing but the impulse measurements using multiple speed enclosures and signal cable. So the another important factor is the layout of the power and the signal cables in the impulse testing laboratories. Power and interconnecting cables should not be laid in the zigzag manner and should not be cross connected. All power cables and control cables have to be arranged through earthed and shielded conduits. This arrangement should provide for branched writing from the cable tree and should not form loops. Where environmental conditions are so severe that the true signal cannot be obtained with all countermeasures, electro-optical techniques for transmitting signal pulses is to be used. So you see the circuit diagram. The circuit diagram and all 1 to 6 is there. The number 1 represents potential divider. 2 is the triple sealed cable. 3 is the outer shield enclosure. 4th is the inner shield enclosure. 5th one is terminating impedance. 6th one is the CRO. Okay, so we can consider that the long solid line, then small solid lines, and then dotted lines, everything is that for that means differentiating the impulse measurements using multiple sealed enclosures. Now you see the circuit diagram. This is the layout of an impulse testing lab with the control and signal cables. It is extremely difficult to control and adjust the impulse wave for different load conditions, as in the case of large capacitive loads, very low inductors or coils, transformers with high inductance and capacitance. Further, whenever the test require comparison of test records, the resolution and uncertainty in measurements will affect the test result, and the records should be capable of detecting even small deviation or changes. Now you see the circuit diagram. The layout of an impulse testing lab with the control and signal cable consists of, that means 9 blocks. So the first block represents the control room. Second one is the peak reading meter. The third one is the oscillograph. Fourth one is control center. Fifth one is rectifier for impulse generator. Sixth one is impulse generator. Seventh one is voltage divider. Eighth one is test object. Ninth one is the sphere gap. In the diagram, the solid line and then dotted line, lengthy dotted lines represents the signal cable. The small dotted lines represents the control cable. Dear students, in this lecture video, we clearly understood how the CRO is used for measurement of impulse voltage and currents. Thank you students for watching this video.